Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Before we get going with this show, which is a good one, let's talk about Beeline Coffee. I've had my cups of it today. I like the stuff so much, I convinced them to put my name on the bag. Check out the Smoking Tire Roast, new at Beeline Coffee. It is delicious. It's refined. It's smooth and light, and it's got a lot of caffeine in it, too. I'm not going to lie. It's really good stuff. BeelineCoffee.com, code TST will get you 15% off your order. Doesn't matter if that order is 1 bag, 10 bags, or a year's supply of coffee. That code is good all the way up. I love the stuff. I drink a lot of it, and it's my favorite. They keep me going every morning. Check it out for yourself. Super high-end, single origin, delicious micro batch Beeline Coffee, code TST, 15% off. How about Dylan Optics sunglasses? My favorite sunglasses in the world. I was just in the Galapagos Islands on vacation. Dylan Optics sunglasses not only kept my eyes relaxed during the really, really bright, hot sun out there, but also helped me see a lot of fish by cutting the reflections in the surface of the water. I was able to see all kinds of fish through the water with my NIR polarized Dylan Optics sunglasses. Go to thesmokingtire.com, click on the Partners tab, and if you get a pair of Dylan Optics sunglasses, I will send you a free t-shirt for your trouble. Dylan Optics sunglasses are the official eyewear of the Smoking Tire. Our new podcast, Watch and Listen podcast, me and Cameron Weiss talking about watches. Check it out, Watch and Listen podcast on YouTube, also on iTunes, on Google Play Music, Android platforms, and of course, shoutengine.com /watch and listen. Although on YouTube, it's Watch and Listen podcast. YouTube.com /watch and listen podcast. And we're actually having our first event Sunday, March 18th. Oh, wait, is that a Saturday or a Sunday? It's a Sunday. Sunday, March 18th, at the Weiss Watch Company, we are having our first event. Trancas Cars and Coffee is unfortunately dead. Cameron and I are going to, at least this one time, pick up the slack. Come on down to the Weiss Watch Company. There is, on my Instagram, or on Weiss's Instagram, there's an invite. You RSVP, and we'll give you the location. It's in Torrance, California. Come on down, drink my custom blend of Beeline Coffee, check out my cars, check out Cameron's watches, and see how he's making watches right here in Los Angeles from scratch. None of those Chinese parts. It's all made right here in Los Angeles. That's Sunday, March 18th. Check out my Instagram for all the details, or the Weiss Watch Company Instagram for the details. Now, on with this show. Today we've got two of my favorite automotive comedy people, a classic duo of regular car reviews. They've actually come back from a trip to New Zealand, sort of semi-replicating the trip that we took there back in 2015 with the guys from Automation, and I love regular car reviews' take on everything, up to and including New Zealand. This is a very fun show, so enjoy.
Andrew told me the story about, what was it, Thad, who just found random marijuana.
I think it was Tom.
Tom?
On the side, literally on the side of the road. Like, I think we were shooting a Vauxhall Viva in the South Island, and they were on the side of the road with, like, fucking tripods set up.
Yeah.
And a car just rolled up. And Tom asked the guy for weed, and he had it.
Yeah.
Fucking random. Smoking Tire Podcast. This is the beginning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Regular Cars in the house.
Hey.
Oh, it's been too long. It's been like 2 years or something since we've been
really
here
long.
last.
Like, it's been since before you showed your faces or your names.
That's
you guys
true.
had day jobs last time you were in this bitch.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That was like right after I quit, but I was still doing local radio.
Oh, was that why you didn't want to get exposed? Was it a local radio gig? I thought it was a teaching job.
Yeah, I was a teacher. I'm a high school English teacher. I have a teaching certification in secondary ed English, master's degree in English literature, and all my FBI and fingerprint clearances. And I used to be a teacher in Alaska.
And telling dirty jokes can get you fired.
Yes.
And
that's the thing that gets me all wild up, because I'm an English teacher, and all the best work is dirty. Like Ulysses by James Joyce.
Yes.
It ends with an Irish housewife diddling herself. That's one of the greatest novels of the modernist era, and it just ends with...
I read some dirty... Isn't The Miller's Tale like some super dirty shit?
Oh, yeah, a guy gets
Canterbury Tales.
A hot fire poker up an ass.
Yeah, there's some nasty stuff in Chaucer.
And then the Reeves Tale, which is right up of that, has a gangbang in a farmhouse living room.
It does have a gangbang in it.
But you try to teach this stuff, and they just teach the wife of Bass Tale because that's a morality thing or something like that.
Regular cars are in the house. But now we can do it on video.
Yes.
Now you guys have faces.
Totally.
Regular car reviews on Instagram. Regular cars on YouTube. Where is it? There it is. Boom.
Yeah.
484,000 subscribers?
Yeah, we were
getting up there to
Fuck
5,000.
yeah, boys. You
Yeah.
guys are about to have a 500K party.
Yeah,
I know.
half a
It's
mil.
That's so dope. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you,
That's
Matt.
fucking
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
You guys are ace.
Thanks.
You were the first original car show in a very long fucking time.
Thank you. I hope that we're keeping it fresh. I mean, I'm not as dirty as I was. Partly because
There's only so many times the word shit can make you laugh.
Right.
At a certain point, you gotta expand.
And I think part of it is that, yes, I guess it just kind of gets boring after a point of when you're doing the same thing long enough. And I know that's kind of...
Don't tell that to the guy who fucking has the same format that he does 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. Yeah. And is quitting.
There's nothing wrong with maintaining a format.
No.
But I think after a certain point, you want to sort of expand the format and you want to, pursue other elements and aspects of that format.
Completely.
And
Yeah.
so more or less we're doing a version of the same thing, but right now it's kind of an evolution of what the original thing was.
Right.
Which was that these non sequitur things that, because almost like the regular part is the troll,
Yeah, right. The car choice is the troll, really.
Oh, yeah.
It's the editorial that comes from just what you choose to feature.
Yeah, speaking of troll cars, we had some very nice cars in New Zealand.
Wait,
and
I
then
want to talk about New Zealand real quick.
Okay,
First,
yeah.
before we even get into anything, I have to, welcome the audience to Studio B. This is the first Smoking Tire podcast we've recorded in Studio B. Normally record my other podcast, Watch and Listen, with Cameron Weiss in here. And so welcome to Studio B. It's smaller. And then also, if the audience ends up being able to hear Mr. Crane.
Yes.
So right now,
We have-
outside the office, Mr. Crane is erect. You didn't mention Mr. Crane has gotten an erection since we sat down to begin.
Well, he was at half chub when we started. And
They're loading a pipe the size of, metaphor me guys, how big is that thing?
a septic tank.
Yeah, rough into the street directly outside our window. So we hope you don't hear much of it, and
Yeah.
we're sorry if you do. And now that we can, it's the first time since you've shown faces and names. That's Brian.
Yes.
This is Nick.
Yes.
They are regular car reviews.
Yes.
And they are extremely talented, and they are from fucking farm country.
Yep.
And now you are global travelers.
yeah.
Okay,
Where-
now the far side of the world. How did you guys enjoy yourselves in New Zealand?
I'm sad that I'm back. There is
That's how I felt too.
Yeah.
the one moment when we got off the plane yesterday in LAX, and I'm greeted by shouts and horn honks. Like, why are people so angry? Oh yes, I'm back in America.
You know what's funny is LAX is actually, compared to most airports in America, LAX is pretty pleasant. And we usually, when I land at LAX, the dry air, California, even if it's dirty, shitty airport air,
Yeah.
the dry air, from the humidity to the dry air, and I go, but coming back from New Zealand, you go, Wah, wah.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to feel lousy leaving because you go from a place that is relatively refuse free, even in the high population areas, and you come back here and we saw a friggin' sidewalk donut just laying on the side of the sidewalk, and it's just, oh, great, we're back in the States, America, so we meet again.
Yeah. It's isn't it weird? I found that other countries that I go to, even countries really that Americans tend to look down upon as being like third world or whatever, they can be a lot like cleaner in America.
Yeah.
There's like, people definitely take more pride even in poorer parts of some other. Now, granted, there's some, proper disasters out there as well. But New Zealand is a place that isn't a wealthy place, but it's pretty spotless.
Right. Well, it's wealthy if you're working for Weta.
Yeah. How did you guys hang out in Wellington?
Yes.
Yeah, Weta's where Peter Jackson's studio is in Wellington.
We went, our last day, we had breakfast at a movie theater, and outside was a bronze...
a bronze statue of... Gandalf, Ian McKellen as Gandalf, and it's one of the only bronze statues I've ever seen where they actually nailed the likeness of the actor in the face. It was flawless. It wasn't this Lucy.
It's probably like
Lucille
it's probably
Ball.
3D printed. It's probably like laser imaged from Ian McKellen, on set, and then lasered 3D whatever printed.
And then back in the upstairs of the Roxy,
let me see if I can find that.
Is the Academy Award for Best Editing for Return of the King. And I'm kind of thinking like the guy probably worked most of his career to get that, and you just sort of donate it.
Oh, here he
something.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's find this.
When I saw that, I thought...
I could only find a fairly low-res picture, so I apologize. But that's a gangster statue.
Yeah,
it is. It's really
tight.
nice statue.
I walked up to it.
It's got a wind effect happening, which really works. It's windy as hell in Wellington.
The hardest film shoot I ever had was the first day in Wellington. The wind was blowing so strong, it was blowing the thoughts out of my head.
That's a good metaphor.
And I was worried that I wasn't being pleasant enough for the volunteers who came out because I was holding my head on my hand on my head, much like I am now, trying to figure out what the next shot is.
Yeah.
Because it was as if someone had a can of dust off attached. Yeah. Like every now and again, like what were we doing? What are we doing next? What did I just take a picture of? And then it was hot and cold, and then hot and then cold.
Wellington is honestly, it's like a 2/3 scale San Francisco. It's really San Francisco-like. And it's windy, and then it goes from super hot to super cold, and then there's like techie people there, and like really, really delicious food.
Oh, like
the curry.
Yeah.
Is next level in Wellington.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, and I'm not normally an Indian food guy because it doesn't agree with me, but we ordered out...
So many people on Facebook asked me to ask you guys about your shits. I was like, all right.
The biggest dump I took was in an Italian restaurant in Wellington at a bathroom that you had to go outside to get to.
You know what's so fucked up? I saw Anthony Bourdain speak for like $200 at the Pantages Theater, and he basically told stories like that for 90 minutes. No, you're right there. You're right there, man. Just one network deal away from being that guy. Yeah, Wellington is delicious food, though.
Yeah, it really does have wonderful food.
The only weird meal I had was there was a bit in the trip where we went to Carterton, which is an hour east out of Wellington that you can only really get through the Rimataka Pass, which
I don't know what that is, but it sounds awesome.
Imagine if the tail of the dragon was 40 miles.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't end. Now,
That's called Angeles Crest, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have it here.
Oh, damn.
We've got it.
I've never been on Angeles Crest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been on.
You wouldn't do it with me driving. I'd fucking make you piss yourself again.
Remember
like the last time?
Remember the first time you took me out and I got scared?
Yeah, I hit the gas and 3 seconds later got a ticket.
Oh man, and you were giving that dude the business. Like, really? You're pulling us over here?
Yeah.
And
Well, if you spent most of your youth driving around with drugs in your car, then when you're an adult that doesn't have drugs in your car, the worst they're going to do is write you a ticket. You can talk a little bit of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the
friendly shit.
The weirdest thing about it to me was just that he was kind of, well, you know, I don't really want to. In Pennsylvania, he's like, you're giving me lip.
Oh yeah. No, they don't have they have a little bit of better sense of humor about it out here.
Okay.
So in New Zealand, you guys were hanging out with the automation cats, right?
Yeah.
With Kaz and Andy.
Yeah.
Is Rob still down there as well? Robert?
Yes. Oh, the producer. Yeah.
He's a German. Robert's a German. Yeah. So these guys.
He is on point. Yeah.
Did he give you did he make you a dossier?
Well, we only worked indoors, so it was just a spreadsheet on his computer.
Okay, so these guys make a computer game called Automation where you design and like dyno test your own car. It's pretty neat if you're really, really into how engines work.
Yeah.
And there's a guy who works with them named Robert who used to be a scientist at the particle accelerator in Germany.
Yeah.
And when we went to New Zealand, he sent us, before we met him, like I love this guy, I think he's hilarious. But like, before we met him, he sent us a dossier. Which when a German sends you a dossier, you know, you feel like you're like targeted for something. You know, and it was the most thorough route plan ever.
Yeah,
so thorough.
I love that guy because Kaz and Andrew are great programmers and everything, but a little bit fast and loose with the scheduling.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite way, so I got along with
Rob.
Rob.
Yeah.
My trip, you'd think with a car show that just delves into poop and crap and all that I'd play it by ear, but I had each day mapped out.
Yeah. People think stand-up comics fucking get up on stage and freestyle. That's not real.
Not even Joey Diaz does that. He writes too.
When he's not on mushrooms. When he's on mushrooms, I don't know if he can stick to the script. So today I'm gonna have 500 milligrams, guys. Wish me luck.
Coming out here, you're sitting there all tip-top, Magoo. I'm here. Listen, if you're not sucking dick, get off Twitter.
Fucking love Joey Diaz.
I want to see him in live. I want to see him live.
Have you ever seen him live? He is a psychopath.
Yeah.
You're just like you are falling off your chair because he goes 9 steps farther than some people really they go that far.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, but Robert has the dossier down. All the driving in New Zealand is like pretty fun driving, right?
Yeah. I got car sick a little bit each day because Kaz and Andrew like to drive fast, and primarily we were in an E60. A
BMW E60?
Yeah, they bought a 5 Series for down there like $6,000 NZ.
So it was a complete piece of shit.
It was nice.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
They got lucky.
They told me, I guess, they probably got lucky. Well, maybe, I don't know. They told me
or maybe
that
they fixed some stuff.
They were saying that cars that have so-so gas mileage have the same, market value as small cars that get great mileage.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If gas is pretty expensive down there, so I imagine there might be an avoidance factor for worse fuel economy, even if the car's totally fine.
Makes sense. one of our camera cars was, I think, a year model. I think it was a 2000 Subaru Lancaster 6. Which is,
I don't even know what that is.
It's
picture what that is.
It's an Outback. It's a legacy Outback with the H6 engine in it. So it's a 6. It's a flat 6.
What generation? Point at it.
That guy right there.
This guy?
Yeah.
Oh, these things. This is old by now. That's like an 04 at the newest, right?
They have a new employee. His name's Isaac Bloomfeld. We called him Isaac the Wheelman because he drives really crazy. He's 22, so he has no fear.
Oh, that's what you really need in a cameraman.
Yeah.
You need someone who really thinks they can't be killed.
This is a
really valuable asset.
Isaac Bloomfeld. This was
our accountant.
The dude was ripped, really well built,
like chiseled out of marble.
Congratulations, Isaac.
I'd spoon him. And we had 2 cars. We had this Lancaster 6 was our camera car for Wellington, and then in Auckland for the beginning shot we had a 2016 Toyota Highlander.
Oh, okay. Those
which
are
we
all
were
right.
calling the Hachiroku Highlander because he kept up with a 1UZ swapped MX-5.
Well, it really depends who was driving that, doesn't
Me.
it?
So,
you?
yeah,
Well,
so, yeah.
I mean, look, it's it's not saying a whole lot, buddy. I love you, but look at that Highlander, though.
Yeah.
More importantly,
3 rows.
It's actually got really nice wheels. I like the rims on that thing.
It was pretty good.
stance.
Not that bad on gas. Anyway, this is a
funny.
3-liter 6.
Is it a 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you rent them?
They rented that.
Okay. We had a really interesting rental car experience.
Oh yeah.
Your rental cars seemed much nicer than the ones we got. We had one die on us that they had to come like replace. They were like, I don't know where these cars came from, but they were like straight off the boat, like 8-year-old Japanese. Like they had like those vent visor things on.
Everybody
them,
has those.
steering wheel covers and weird rims, and one had a carbon fiber front splitter on it. Inexplicably, it was so funny.
They have the weirdest accessories down there. Like what they said, like 46% of all cars in New Zealand are JDM imports.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, they don't have a domestic auto industry, really, so everything has got to come from either Australia or Japan.
Yeah.
So it's all Holdens and then, like, leftover, Japanese stuff. And I think isn't there pretty big taxes, I think, on brand new cars there as well?
Maybe, yeah.
But I just like that all engine swaps are legal.
Yeah.
And they don't really, I mean, Australia is known for this car culture. Meanwhile, the government overwhelmingly oppresses the car culture.
Yeah.
New Zealand, the government encourages it. They have racing on the streets.
Yeah.
It's the Wild West in a lot
It's
of ways.
amazing. Yeah.
Well, there was that random JDM Wrangler that was there.
This
that
story
was the most preposterous. They had taken us there to show us
A
something
JDM
else.
Wrangler?
Yes, we went to a garage. They were really excited to show us this pristine 1971 Skyline.
Okay.
That, look at this, and it's got the original carburetors, and it's beautiful. It's like, yeah, that.
Like these guys, right?
Yeah, without I don't know if they had the splitter or not.
These are the
No, I
GTR,
didn't-
so
didn't
like
have
the
a splitter.
basic, there's the basic Skyline, like that guy.
Yeah.
That's-
Maybe it was a GTR or not, because I looked at it and then looked behind it and saw this TJ Wrangler. I was like, wait a minute. Everything is slightly weird on this, and that they had it had bumper fillers, and that, you know how on a TJ Wrangler,
So let's see, JDM. Let's see if I can find this.
JDM TJ Wrangler.
Yeah, you think I can find this thing?
That's a newer one. I think that's a JK. Yeah, those are
See anything in the...
okay. In the upper left corner up there. Oh, that's some guy who did a turbo.
That's a
swap.
big turn.
And he has a different bumper on there. If you see
Yeah.
how about the green one down there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an American one. You see how the bumper is separated from the rest of the body? It's
Yeah.
just a piece of girder
Yeah.
right there. On the
Great word, girder. Good word.
Thanks. On a JDM, there is a bumper filler. It is they put a piece of bodywork in between the bumper and the fenders
No
of the
fucking
car.
way, really?
Some sort of weird arrow.
Really?
Yeah. Gosh, I hope I check my phone and stuff if I had
This
a
would be
picture.
the one kind of thing where I wish someone was here to search for me while we could continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Japanese.
I looked inside. It had floor lights on it, like footwell
It
lights.
it wasn't some kind of like tuner Wrangler.
No, it was
is
just-
that?
No. That's a XJ. Or no, not an XJ. That's
But is
a
that
JK.
is that the basic thing you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
They-
Well, then that image will suffice for this particular discussion. This
Imagine if
is
you took-
really hideous looking.
Yeah.
You just took your Wrangler and made it look like a Nitro. Good job. It's really ugly.
People were confused because they have, I'd almost call him a fixer at this point. Phil, I can't pronounce his name. Hugh.
HYUNH.
Hyun.
Hyun.
Oh, Phil Hyun with the Chaser?
Yes.
Oh, I know.
Everybody knows this guy.
Well, I
He's
reviewed
great.
his car.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I reviewed
That's
Phil
right.
Hyun's. Hey, if you're listening, hi, Phil.
Phil.
I like that. That guy
Hey,
was great.
Phil.
Yeah, Phil Hyun. I know him.
He knew everybody. I was just calling him Phil everybody.
I think he organized like the huge meet as well.
He organized ours as well.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
guys have an awesome car meet too?
That was the biggest
awesome.
car meet I've ever seen.
Really?
Like whole half of Auckland came out. For
Oh my
this.
God! How did you guys deal with that?
Well, it's. I mean, part of it was that you had a lot of very eager, enthusiastic people, more so than just the average car meet, because they want to show you everything.
Yeah.
It's almost like having, like my nephew who's 10 years old, he comes over and really wants to show me something. Now imagine that, but with, 25 sort of grown people trying to get your attention at the same time. Now, granted, I never had the 25 part. I maybe at most had 7 people around me at the same time, but he was sort of holding court in that you had everybody, hey, look at this, come over, check out my, FTO.
It was a strange feeling for me.
Are there photos on this event page?
Perhaps.
If you go to the regular cars,
the Facebook
Instagram?
should have it.
Facebook, which it's just regular car reviews on Facebook.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry, I'll find it.
But yeah,
I found in my head that I was playing a more socially skilled version of myself at that meet when surrounded by maybe 30 people forming a semicircle around me, and then looking beyond that circle at more shy folks looking at me and then looking away or looking at the ground. I did not know how to act. Yeah. I felt a little bit scared being popular, and I want to know how you deal with that.
It's how do I? Well, drugs mostly.
I could have used a drink or 5.
Are these the pictures from the car meet?
Yeah, these are from the car meet.
Just this top row of cars, they all look dope. I bet this is. I bet in just car awesomeness, this was fucking.
I loved
great.
those.
Oh, is that a STI or a WRX? But 5-door. Yes.
Yeah.
That's very lovely.
And Kaz and Andrew would be like, those things are junk.
I know. Isn't it amazing the things that we as Americans think are great that they find trash?
Some guy imported this.
Someone probably spent a lot of money doing that,
and it's on
too.
sale too. He put the little thing on there.
Hunk of shit.
I love that guy. I talked to him. We had stuff to talk about because it's an F-body Camaro from '93.
I mean, it's not even a good year. Oof. Poor guy. All right, there's some interesting stuff. Mercedes. What is that? Is that a Pulsar GTIR?
I think so.
Ass. Yeah. Rotaries, 300ZX, S15s.
More S15s.
240SX, Civics. I love those period wheels.
That is a friend of Phil.
That car is great. This looks like an awesome car meet.
Cappuccino.
I just drove one of those. They're fun. You drive one of those yet?
Yeah. I drove an AutoZan, but not a cappuccino.
It's kind of the same.
Now this is Leadfoot Festival.
Oh, you went to Leadfoot.
Yeah.
So fun, isn't it?
Yeah. And
Leadfoot Festival is a hill climb in Rod Millen's driveway. And did he mob up the hill in that Celica? Did he have the yellow Celica, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, that it looked like Pikes Peak car.
Yeah, it is. It is a Pikes Peak car. Oh, look at this Ford Sierra. Oh, you guys, the Leadfoot Festival is so cool. It's like a little mini Pikes Peak or a little mini Goodwood, actually.
Yeah.
It's crazy, weird. This van, holy hell, this Chevy van.
There was a bunch of square body C10s there as well.
Oh, man. Old American stuff. I mean, Australia, New Zealand, they have... Look at that F-150 in the back. Jesus. They love American shit down there. They love the V8s and the government is cool with people driving it around. Man, some of this stuff is great. So how do I deal with people coming up to me all the time? It's kind of tricky because I'm not so good at it either. I have actually kind of a set of semi-canned interactive
You
things,
too?
sort of. Yeah. I usually deal with it by asking them about them and then letting them tell me whatever story it is that they want to tell me.
Yeah.
And that's usually they end up getting out of that experience what they want to.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy. You can just ask them, what cars here do you like?
Yeah.
It helps.
What do you drive in? What do you like out at this show? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I turned on my GoPro and had them walk me through their car.
That is a great way to do it as well. Talk to my camera is a really good, if you want to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good strategy.
The other weird part about it is that I got a lot of the same questions. So a lot of times I'm having the same conversation with different people. So the biggest question that we get asked, or that I would get asked, is why did you guys decide to start showing your faces? So it was just going through the whole,
right.
Operation Vagabond Falcon would have been impossible if we had to blur faces.
Yeah.
So like, it's just like, screw it, we're doing this now.
You need like Michael Bay's editing team to just be constantly blurring face. You could probably get the I wasn't fuck. I just tumbled off the mountain on that joke. Unsolved Mysteries, guys. Get Robert Stack's on team on it. Oh man, I'm just going through some of your pictures. You guys saw some cool stuff at Leadfoot Festival.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff.
Maybe not this.
Had a little fun at Leadfoot.
It's just, I love that country so much.
I know.
So
it's a great
fun.
country.
When people hug you, they mean it.
That's a great metaphor.
And it's not one of those hugs that lingers too long and becomes weird.
And it's not someone hugging you doing that weird, loose, limp-wristed thing. I like you, and a handshake won't do right now.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy the just pretty much the entire vibe of the country?
No one is putting on any sort of airs. No one has any ego, and no one is talking to you, hoping that you will introduce them to someone more famous or
that's
something like
that's
that.
so funny. Yeah.
We can.
Yeah, it's the opposite of most other places, which is funny because it's literally on like the other side of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think that by nature of being on the other side of the world, it was sort of isolated from a lot of the like bad habits that other like more media hungry nations sort of developed.
You know what? I had my, I would go through Twitter and I would usually see some post about some scandal or something I'm supposed to be upset about going on in the U.S. And by the time it scrolled to the top of the screen, it was out of my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I just went outside.
Yeah. Nobody asked us about, what's the political situation like back home.
They didn't care.
No one cared.
No Trump questions.
I mean, that's actually surprising, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, just because I think that New Zealand is full of well-educated people for the most part, and the situation to me is so fucking absurd that if I met Americans who tended to have interesting things to say, I'd be curious.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
I mean, that's
why I'm not a Kiwi.
Part of it is my inability to sort of explain anything about it, to be able to answer their question because a lot of it will end up being, and this was in the UK too, of why.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. So we're just sort of, it's good not to have those questions and to just talk about, cars. Like somebody brought a Pontiac Fiero to our meet for no reason. And it's like,
was it right-hand drive or was it left-hand drive?
Left-hand drive.
Someone sent a Fiero to
Fiero GT.
I think the most interesting stories are people who pay all kinds of money to ship and or keep and or collect cars that are financially worthless.
Right. Well,
Isn't that funny?
They have this lottery system, or at least that's what I was being told, where you can get 500 cars imported a year, but they have to be something, interesting.
Yeah, it's 500 left-hand drive cars. That's what it is. It's 500 left-hand drive cars, and they have to be cars that are the car. This means everything to me.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring a left-hand drive car, it has to be a special enthusiast car. So like, you can't bring a left-hand drive Mustang GT, but you can bring a Shelby.
Yeah.
So like, that's the distinction. Like, it has to be a limited production sports car, which is so neat. It ensures that the only cars that break the rules are cool.
Yeah. I saw like one C3 parked on the side of the road, and it stood out so weird. It was 77 and earlier because it had a flat rear windscreen. So
it had the buttresses, as opposed to the dome.
Yeah.
AKA the better looking one. The early one is much better.
Oh,
right?
like 68 or something.
With a C3, the earliest the better. I think not all generations of Vet were that way, but
no.
The original.
I saw one guy with a base model C5. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I had one at one point.
Yeah, but it didn't stay.
It didn't stay that way. No, if you the wheels, the 97, 98 wheels are very, very unfortunate looking. They have not aged well at all. But yeah, when people bring, like, I think I was in Monaco for the Grand Prix, which is snobby as fuck to even just bring this up, but I have to tell you where I was. And I walked by a coffee shop, and there was like a '92 Cadillac sedan to fill with like Monaco tags. Like somebody sent this fucking thing to Monaco, and these cars were never sold there, and went through the trouble of, and it was like, this thing's like a shitbox. Like, what are you doing? Like, best case scenario, this car's a shitbox. Like, and I've seen in New Zealand as well. I saw weird cars that were sent down there, and
Did you go to Hard Park?
No, but I feel like I missed out.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Oh, that's the Wellington big car meet.
Okay.
That's the Wellington, kind of H2O, but no one's getting busted for anything. And everyone. That's another weird thing. This was probably like the big tuner meet in Wellington.
Hard Park or the regular cars meetup?
No, Hard Park.
Oh, okay.
Regular cars was bizarre. It's all weird people who like my stuff. And
I bet you attract some fucking winners. I bet everyone who has a conversation with you, it is a new opportunity for entertainment.
Crazy attracts crazy.
Oh my God. I mean, I attract the broiest people ever. So I end up having a lot of broy conversations, but you probably attract some
lots of guys oiling up their biceps before they talk to you.
Oh man.
It's like bro science in real life. You met that guy, right?
Huh?
The guy from Bro Science?
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. Mike Tornabene. Mike Tornabene. Yeah, he lives right around the corner from me actually. Nice. We pass each other on the street all the time. He drives a McLaren. He's hard to miss. I like Mike. I gotta have him back on. Wait.
Hard Park is like that weird place that is, you expect police are going to be sort of just rolling around waiting for somebody to do something stupid.
Of course, in America they would be.
Yeah.
And here they're just the cops almost treat it as a relaxation type thing too. At least in my experience, I guess, of they were there, but they weren't trying to make themselves present.
Well, do people act like dickbags?
No.
Or are people, is it, this looks like it.
That's it. That's it.
That looks mellow.
Yeah.
I love these colors. In California, in Southern California, we only have brown. We don't have all these greens. I really love the greens. But the stuff you see in New Zealand, like when you went down to New Zealand, did you ever see a beater Skyline before?
We filmed one. We like
filmed like a shitbox Skyline.
Yeah, like we're gonna film a Skyline. Yes. We're not gonna film a GTR.
Oh, God bless you guys for filming a shitty Skyline. We filmed an R33.
Yeah. 4-door. 2.5. Non-turbo.
Oh my God.
But manual.
Was it any fun?
It felt like a Maxima, but better. Like, I can drive this thing every day and have a little bit of fun.
It's rear-wheel drive, right?
This one was GTR4. It was a four-wheel drive.
Yeah, GTS4. Yeah.
GTS4. Let's get going for photos, people.
I mean, the idea is to show...
there you go. It's one of these, right?
Yep, without the nice wheels.
Without the nice wheels.
The front clip was different.
Here's the press photo.
I don't remember the front grille piece looking like that.
No?
What year was that? 90?
Oh, I have.
Yeah, you have it written down?
Oh,
here's one.
Turn right to the page.
Right,
1996.
96?
Yeah. So the idea is to show the people back home what a Skyline looks like to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
In a way.
Here's something approximating that.
Yeah, without the corner mirors, they're...
Oh, that's an R32. You do an R33. Whatever.
Yeah.
We get the idea.
Yeah.
R33, almost the boringest one that was made. Right?
Yeah, the point I'm going to make in the review is that people here get such an erection for the name Skyline.
Yeah.
And that's like someone coming up to you driving a 3 Series and claiming it's an M3.
Yeah.
It's not. Do you have a nice car? Yeah, it's all right. You got a nice car.
I think that we love to be different. Car people love to be different, and I think that you can, in America anyway. I agree. Yeah, people do go a little crazy for some of the lesser Skylines.
Yeah,
but like I drove a GTST. The rear wheel drive, the 2.5 but turbo manual, and it was super fun. And this dude bought it, legitimately for like $9,000. Like it wasn't a ton of money, but it was like it was a lot of car for $9,000 if you could put up with the right hand drive aspect of it. So like. I agree with you that there's not every Skyline is magical.
Right.
But how
that's a good way to put it. Not all Skylines are magical.
No.
Some of them are just normal cars. What do they say? Skyline is the official car of West Auckland, which is kind of, I guess they're kind of douchey area.
What is the America equivalent of West Auckland? We didn't actually spend much time in Auckland.
What would West Auckland be? West Hollywood, maybe?
West Hollywood is the gayborhood. Is that what you
wrong.
mean?
No, I'm wrong. I thought there was like a kind of... what's the I'm pretending I'm rich part of LA, but I'm not?
Oh, fake rich? Where do fake rich people live? Huh. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. It's tough to do fake rich now. I don't know. Rich people live in like those like tract developments that are like, little boxes on the hillside, like you know,
Levittown,
Orange
PA.
County, Orange County.
Okay.
I guess. All right.
Yeah.
So it's a fake rich car. Is that what you were getting at? I think the metaphor didn't work in this case.
I don't think it's working either.
No.
right now, people in New Zealand are screaming, saying, "No, it means this and this and this."
Yeah. Okay. Well, but it's a nicer Maxima, rear-wheel drive manual Maxima.
Yeah, a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter, not as mushy. Steering really nice. Steering's
good.
Nice. Yeah.
Skyline steering is very good.
Yeah.
Our GTR is very good as well.
Yeah.
That was filmed on the windiest day in the history of.
Oh, that was we filmed the Skyline in the same location where you had your car meet.
Oh, okay.
Hooten
Yeah.
Reserve.
No. Oh man, I forget the name of the place.
Clark something.
It was. You could see the bridge in the background.
It was literally the only thing we did in Auckland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't hang out in Auckland.
Oh,
we were up in the Coromandel Peninsula up north.
At the very top.
Where's my map? Where I can go. Oh, did I close my map? Oh.
Other stuff we did in Auckland. We had only like 3 or 4 days where we did nothing, and because we were kind of go, but we did have a day at Piha Beach, which was very, very nice.
Very nice.
This big, gigantic, couple 100-foot high rock out half in the middle of the beach that you could just climb up. Couldn't climb up all the way to the top. They said it was the most dangerous beach in New Zealand, and there was a reality show called Lifeguards at Piha Beach just saving people drowning.
I'll be there. How do you spell P-E-H-A?
P-I-H-A.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's the rock.
Yeah.
That's a nice rock.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah.
Burning hot sands.
Someone knows how to
black
take it.
sand. Yeah.
Did you guys steal some black sand and bring it home?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No?
No.
I didn't
Fruits or vegetables, though?
No.
No.
Did you pack your own bags?
Yes, sir.
I didn't even bring anything back for my niece or nephews, and I always bring something back. And now I'm just bringing them back the change that I had left, and also a SIM card from New Zealand that will make sure that their mobile device does not work here.
Oh, dude.
Did you
Best
buy the
uncle.
SIM card right at the airport when you went down there?
Did I buy the SIM card at the airport?
For your phone so it would work.
No, I am pretty sure I have a global phone.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Cool.
Verizon has global. Don't need SIM cards.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I didn't need to.
Okay.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love New Zealand because every hour you're in a different climate. Like it's a completely like you're in the jungle, now you're in the savannah, now you're at a rocky beach, now you're like on a glacier. Like what the fuck? Like it's so crazy.
And every part of it demands your full attention.
Yes.
Of, look at how beautiful
I'm just getting dry-fisted by these beautiful views again and again and again.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and someone's shoving a rectal thermometer up your urethra eyes. So that was another thing that was hard to concentrate because it's beautiful view after beautiful view.
Yeah.
And then Kaz and Andrew said, we're going to go to this place. And then you're going to look at another beautiful view.
I know.
Again and again and again. How much of this can I take? And let's drive on a
you can
road
take
that
so much of it, apparently. And then the road is, every road is like, the tightest canyon road.
Yeah.
Did you find it interesting? One of the most interesting things about New Zealand was the way their speed limits worked, which is that they have almost nothing to do with the speed at which you actually drive on the road.
Yeah.
It's like they have a pretty generous ticketing system in that, like, you had to be driving like a real big dick to get a ticket in New Zealand. You really do. And so, but when you're calculating travel distances on Google Maps, typically it goes by the speed limit because that's how things sort of work in America. But in New Zealand, the speed limit isn't a revenue generating sort of guide to speed. It's like the safest you could possibly travel on this road. So the speed limit could be 100 kilometers an hour, but realistically, you can only go 50 down this road because it's like what.
I think also one thing that I never noticed the whole 2 weeks we were there were police cars sort of on the road waiting to catch someone in the act of speeding.
Did not really exist. Or did exist for you?
Didn't exist.
No, not for us either. It was pretty defined, I think. There were some cameras, and you saw it was pretty defined as in, like, if you're in a town, you go the speed limit.
Yeah.
If you're away from a town, you pretty much are on your own and just don't be a complete asshole.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, highly civilized way to operate.
Just don't be a dick in Featherton, and you'll be good.
What's
Featherton?
Is it a real place?
Yeah, it's a place that we went. It was at the bottom of the Rimutaka Pass, and it had won an award for most beautiful small town in New Zealand for 2017.
Really?
And it was just, it was like Mayberry, kind of.
Featherston?
Featherston. Okay. So close and yet so far.
As you come down off the Rimutaka.
Oh, wow. Is this the view you get?
Yeah, you see how the town is right there, and then there's a valley leading out. That's the Rimutaka Pass.
Okay, so if you're looking at this image here, the valley is, if you can see my map, it's a sort of leads down that way. Okay, yeah. So what happens in this valley? That's the pass?
That's the road to Wellington.
Oh, okay.
And it winds through the mountains. There's a very nice lookout at the top. There are a few places along this, well, it's State Highway 2, or one of their highways. It's 2, and it's mostly 2 lanes, and there are some places where slower traffic is supposed to pull over and let people pass. And they told us that the fastest thing on those roads is a guy in a van with a ladder on the top pulling a trailer, and that they never slow down. We had
they're right. Besides, the craziest people I saw were like guys in work vans, like transits, just mobbing, straight mobbing.
You never see their taillights come on.
No, you don't. They just turn in. I don't know. They use the weight of the sledgehammers in the back of the van to really ballast it through, I guess. I don't know.
They're nuts. So in pencil, for those of us, for those people.
Rimutaka.
Rimu.
Wait, Rimu.
Taka.
Rimutaka.
Yeah.
Rimutaka Pass. Is it just
Rimutaka Range?
It's
a mountain range, and then there's a road that goes along.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a road.
Yeah, it's basically all this.
Oh, that's extremely legit.
Okay, in the picture, they're showing the parking lot there on the
left?
the far left, where you can pull over and look at it.
This is a delightful looking road on a ridge.
Yeah, that's just not even probably a kilometer.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for better pictures. It looks lovely. You guys do some filming on this road?
Unfortunately not. There was really no places to pull over and film, and also we would almost need you would have to have the camera on the top of a car with some actuators on it to spin left and right and almost completely. It'll probably have to have 360 degrees of movement.
Are you telling me you guys don't have fully automated, remote drone cameras?
No, we have a tripod and 2 ratchet straps.
Yeah, I think part of the low budget feel of the show is part of its identity of just the idea that you're not going to. The one time that we did that Honda Odyssey, and those awesome guys whose names I can't remember did drone work for us.
Oh wait, was that Evan and? I know 2 guys who do drone work out of a Honda Odyssey.
Westchester?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it might have...
They had an octocopter that they made themselves?
Yeah. I have Evan and Gary, I believe, were their names. Yes.
And those were some of the coolest shots that we ever had on the show. And
they had like a $50,000. It wasn't just like a GoPro drone. It flew a black magic cinema camera.
This giant,
it takes 2 people to operate it, one guy to fly it and the other guy to operate the little boom that's on the bottom of it.
It's like a sniper team where you got the scout and the person actually pulling the
and then they had this Honda Odyssey that they just kept in a quart of oil in the engine bay. They just pissed oil out. The shittiest car holding a camera worth.
The camera's worth 10 times what the car is worth.
Yeah.
Very funny. You gotta go drive the Rimutaka Pass, though.
Yeah.
I really like the way the fog rolls in over here. Mm-hmm. I just had an epic one of those the other day with my Mustang. Look at this, is in Malibu. Look at that fog.
Oh, I saw that photo, yeah.
That is an ocean of fog.
Damn.
Any circular polarizer on that?
That is shot on an iPhone 6.
Get the frick out.
Yeah.
That is no filter, no nothing.
I might have hit the magic, enhance button.
Still though.
On Instagram, but no weird filter. No. No, we got very lucky. I was on a shoot for Auto Week, and the Mustang's gonna be an Auto Week, and I stole these. He was taking a lot of these shots with like good cameras.
Yeah,
I was taking them with my shit phone and just putting them on Instagram.
Nice.
What else are for travelers wanting to go to New Zealand? What are some other like must do's down there that you guys did?
For like people who are coming to New Zealand for the first time.
I think New Zealand to me, I recommend that if you are into cars and want to go on an awesome vacation, New Zealand is the spot. So what are some other things that you would recommend that people do that you did while you were there?
Please go to Piha Beach. We talked about that. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Make sure you got jandals first, though.
Make sure your card works. And by that your check card, your debit card. Well, you can't have a debit card. U.S. debit cards won't work. Yeah, there. You must have a credit card.
U.S. debit cards don't work in New Zealand?
They don't even give you a debit option when you go to pay. But
do they work at ATMs?
Oh, yeah.
Good question. I didn't go to one.
I've took cash out in New Zealand. I didn't have any issues with that.
I only had one problem with my card, and basically when I was in the UK, my card got rejected early and often. And because I called my bank, it was like a fraud thing. Even though I had told them before I left, hey, I'm going to be in the United Kingdom from this date to this date.
Yeah, that can happen.
So I went to my bank before we left, and I had a very long conversation with someone there saying, all right, these are the dates.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in LA on this date, then we're going to be in New Zealand for this long, then we're going to be in LA again.
You shouldn't even have to be doing
You
this,
shouldn't in theory, but...
I never have to anymore.
Yeah.
Now, it's one of those things where when we were at the airport, I took out a bunch of New Zealand money at the currency exchange, which I don't know if that makes me a rube or what, but
not really. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, and so I kind of had money while I was down there, but I did use the card just for cases of, I just only had these large denominations and I didn't want to. But
I only have these Benjamins. I can't tip you because I only have hundreds.
I'm gonna make it rain in this gentleman's garden. No, we didn't go to any, but it was.
Oh yeah, those.
When outside the thing of they're explaining, for stag parties, for whatever the female version of a stag party is, and then they mentioned shower shows, and I'm like, is it literally just watching someone take a shower?
Yes.
Really? All right.
Oh. Yes.
We do not have that back at home. We have,
they not in Pennsylvania, but they have that in other places in America. Right, yeah. No, there are some strip clubs that have straight up showers as part of either the main stage or a side stage.
They're probably so clean. Imagine.
Honestly, if you were a girl, would you rather be on a pole or in a shower?
Yeah. It depends on the shower, but it's. Imagine if you have to do 7 shower shows a day. You're probably
so fresh and so
sparkling.
clean. Yeah, you probably run out of shower themed songs.
Yeah,
probably shower too.
It's like Shower by Becky
It's
G.
Raining Man, and
speaking of man, walking down that party street in Wellington, it's
what's the name of the street? I forget.
It's closed off for traffic, so just people can walk. It's like a pedestrian only street. But you walk down there, and there's no real zoning laws. So it's KFC, brothel, bar, bottle shop, brothel, Burger King, brothel.
So it's like this.
Not like, wow, that's a lot of
people.
That's a lot of people.
Is that Philly after the Super Bowl?
I think this is a picture from after some rugby match. But I think that's the street you're talking about, though.
Yeah. And or sometimes it's like coffee shop downstairs, live nudes upstairs. Yeah, and they're straight
wholesome fun.
Yeah. Well, there was that one place when we were in Auckland that we stopped by, and I don't remember if we ever found out if it was a strip club, like a Chippendale type place, but it was called something dongs, like ding dongs or something.
And I think you could probably guess what happened there. I don't think we have to read too deeply into that one to figure out what's good. They got that stuff down there. They're a liberal. Yeah. They're a very liberal country.
But whatever your fancy.
Yeah, they've got. So that's your recommendation if you happen to be into cocks. Check
it out. Go get a kebab after.
Yeah,
they have all manner of penis-shaped food too. The doner kebabs and curries, and curries aren't dick-shaped. Well, if they are, if
not with that
if your
attitude.
Dick looks like curry, you should get yourself checked out very very soon. What a fun place, though.
I know.
Did you guys happen to go? I went to a go-kart track in New Zealand that was the best karting I've ever done, and I cannot remember the name of the track. Let me see if I can find it.
No go-karting for us. Next time, probably.
It was glorious. It was also the most expensive karting I've ever done by far, but it was extreme. Here's the track.
Wow.
It
fun for adults down there. Adults are allowed to play as children.
Yes.
Look, I'm taking
that's
that
not
straight from Jean Renoir's Grand Illusion. Yeah. Out there, children play as soldiers. In here, men play as children. New
That's
Zealand
it.
is
Race line karting.
The closest we came to go-karting was the Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
At the camshaft offices.
Yeah.
Was it enjoyable?
I got
pukey.
motion sick and I've done Oculus Rift before, but just something about this game, I was not in the right headspace for it, I guess.
I've done right here in LA. We've got the CXC simulator place, which is the full motion. You sit in there. You've got harnesses that are hydraulically operated. So like if you go over a jump in a rally car, like your harnesses cinch up. Like it's really neat. And I did it. I when I do like shitty amateur racing, I go over there if I haven't done the track and I learn the track on their rigs or whatever. But I did a session with the 3 monitors. And the 3 big monitors. I did a session with the Oculus, and I got super dizzy after like 5 minutes with Oculus. But check out this car track real quick in New Zealand. This is called Raceline Karting, and it's not a great picture, but this was seriously the most legit kart track I've ever been to. It was huge, and the karts were really fast.
Do you remember the displacement of the karts?
I think they were. I think they were like 12 horsepower.
Okay.
I mean, they had like Rotrexes, not Rotax
engines.
They were not. They weren't shifters.
Okay.
I think Rotax is the word.
Is that a derivation of the old, not Alice Chalmers, the Biggs and Stratton that they use, but better?
Like it's better than a Briggs and Stratton engine, but it's not as good as one of those crazy rebuild it every 10 hours shifter car engines.
Right.
But it happened to be very awesome.
It's not like
it's outside of Rotorua in New Zealand, which actually I believe was South Island.
Oh, okay.
Which is why you wouldn't have done it. Now that I think of it.
Okay.
I am kind of sad that you did not go to South Island because it was gloriously beautiful.
People were begging us in the comments, please come to South Island, please come to South Island.
Well, they just need human contact.
Well, I do want to go back to... phone's ringing.
It wouldn't be... Whoa!
Oh,
Sorry.
God. It's
Two
in the
phones
headphones.
ringing
No,
now.
that's not me.
It wouldn't be a Smoking Tire podcast if my phone didn't ring. Sorry. And I hope that didn't go into, even though that went into my fucking headphones too, because it's connected to the computer.
That's right.
I should really turn off Bluetooth for now. My bad, people. I hope that didn't go into the show. If it did, I feel like a dick, and I'm sorry.
Whatever. Well, they stopped working outside, so that's good.
Yeah, that's improvement.
Oh, yeah. Is Mr. Crane...
No,
Mr. Crane is flaccid.
Yeah.
Did you watch them actually lower the giant pipe into the ground behind me the whole time?
No,
I did not,
if
but
I
I
did, I'd be
assume he-
sweating right now.
I assume he got his nut. So.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Speaking of South Island and speaking of skiing, I want to apologize to you, Matt, when we were skiing in Mammoth, that I was doing that skiing backwards in front of you and trying to show off. Because
What do you mean? I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, okay. All right. And I'm sorry that I tried to give you...
You don't need to apologize for things.
Okay.
I enjoyed our skiing experience. I thought it was hysterical. When I found out that you were a ski instructor, that really capped off the things that make you great. I was like, all these teacher in Alaska, fucking weirdo, strange writer, and now you're like, when the woman's like glove fell off or whatever that was, and you did that scamper up the hill.
I skated up the hill.
That only ski instructors can do, where they like turn around and go the really fast duck walk up the hill.
Biathlon.
Just like, I was like, this motherfucker. And then you lost your glove and you had to race it back up the hill and then down again.
My glove stuck to the arm of the ski lift because what the heck is up with Mammoth that it doesn't have the bar that comes down? We're swinging together, you and me in the wind over these Killu rocks, and there's no bar.
Yeah, some of the lifts at Mammoth, they have that place is one of my favorite mountains in the world, but some of their lifts are shanty as fuck. The ones to get to the really good snow on the backside.
Yeah.
The lifts are, I don't like going on those lifts by myself because I just have too much time to think about dying.
Yeah. But what really made me, feel bad about trying to hot dog in front of you, and I'm sorry, I'm apologizing again and apologizing for that, but I went out skiing earlier this year before New Zealand, and I was on the lift with some dad bod looking guy, and we got to talking about this or that, and then he said, well, what ride are you going? You want to go down a run? Yeah, I'll go down a run. And this guy starts skiing like he was doing Super G, and he did not slow down for the turns, and I couldn't keep up with him. And he must have been doing 60.
Here's the lift we were talking
yeah,
about.
Yeah.
This is the exact
horrible.
This is the exact chair we were talking about. This goes to the best skiing at Mammoth, this chair. But if you go on this lift while it's snowing or windy, you feel like you're about to die at any
Like you're climbing the
There's
murder
nothing
horn.
holding you in. There's no footrests. There's
It's really
nothing.
swingy. It's a really
Is that
swingy.
a child riding solo?
Yeah. Wasn't I with you when I fucking broke my thumb? I smashed my thumb into the lift.
I don't remember that.
Too? Yeah, I broke my thumb on this chair last year too. Smashing my thumb into it. Wait, so this guy was showing off.
This guy was totally out skiing me, and then he said, well, next time, I told him I couldn't keep up with him. How are you doing this? And he sort of played it off, saying, oh, well, these are probably new skis. So we go down again, and again, he's just, meow.
How are you doing this? Methamphetamine. Would you like some?
That doesn't make gravity work better for you. So then I go first, and he looks at my form, and he says, well, Brian, you're skiing really fast, but he called it a very advanced sloppy form, in that in car terms, I was just Nissan 240ing my way down the hill. I was rotating my ankles.
You were manjiing.
Is that what that is?
Manjiing is when you go down the straightaway and do the back and forths when the track is straight. That's
Yeah. And he said that when you're using your ankles to initiate the turn instead of using your edges. So what I should be doing is lifting my my inside hip, putting pressure on the ski, keeping the skis straight, making them bend, going up on the edge, but keeping your body pointed. And it's true carving, where the edge of the ski does all the work, and at no point does the ski displace any snow. So when you look at the tracks,
you're talking like some peekaboo street, real proper Olympic Super G skiing.
Huh. Maybe this could be something else for me, because if in the event I get tired of cars, you went to watches, I could review skis.
Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing to start a show or podcast about.
Do a skiing show.
I don't think I could make dirty jokes because I'm real passionate about good stuff, and then there is a lot of bro science that goes into skiing, dumb stuff that doesn't do anything. Sometimes you see skis with these
brand
weird
of wax do you want?
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you and your dumbass expensive wax. I could rub a candle on my skis and out ski you. Yeah. All it is just scraping off
do that.
dumb stuff.
You should just start getting candles, buying vintage.
Yes.
Go to the
Craigslist. I'll buy
fucking Jamestown or one of those Renaissance fairy kind of places, and start getting candles and then just
prove to you how this works.
Waxing your skis with some beeswax candle.
Yeah.
You can do a skiing show. I mean, look, watches. I think the watch show, we've recorded 10 episodes of the watch show.
Oh, nice.
I feel like we're going to be able to do a year and kind of run out. That's how watches are awesome, but they're small and you put it on. That's all that, and it looks a certain way and it does a certain thing, but it's not like it gives you some kind of sensory feedback like a car does, So I think that it's going to be somewhat limited. Although who knows, we'll see.
It would be a nice break now and again. Regular ski reviews.
Do it. Honestly, who cares? Do it as a goof. I reviewed a boat as a goof.
Yeah.
And it got me access to a lot of giant fucking yachts that I have no business having access
I love
to.
I love watching the one wakes because you did this really big yacht at one time that turned over, that carved.
Yeah,
that
like the
deep.
54-foot giant print, not a cruiser's 54, I think it was.
It had like you can control it from down low and up top.
Yeah. And you could drive it with a joystick.
Yeah.
So dope.
And you had this really great drone shot of it turning that made it look kind of Grand Theft Auto-y. Yeah. Speaking of Grand
Big
Theft
Boat
Auto.
Ben. What up, Big Boat Ben? We love you. You guys are the best YouTube channel name ever. Big Boat Ben. It's like, is he reviewing yachts or making porn? We'll have to click to find out.
Then you went. It had like 3 bedrooms in it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's awesome.
I know.
That really is the life. Is reviewing yachts. I've never made a dime.
Okay.
I make no money reviewing the boats, but I've had a lot of great days on people's boats that I've not had to pay for.
Yeah, you get paid in other ways.
We do there is a goof review coming out of RCR New Zealand, and it's a 2017 Ovis Eris.
What is an Ovis Eris?
The scientific name for a sheep. We went to a farm and reviewed a sheep.
Oh my God.
And it was funny because they had to wrangle one sheep out of a herd. Shout out to the Johnsons who have a farm in Carterton.
Johnsons.
Bryce and Juliet Johnson. And
I just Googled Ovis Eris.
There it is.
Sheep.
We had a black model and a white model.
No two-tone?
No, they were just strictly matte finishes.
Oh my God. How many minutes did you get out of reviewing a sheep, honestly?
2 usable minutes.
That's a lot. That's pretty good for a fucking sheep.
We took a bunch of stills and I can stretch those. We had to
click frame drag. Drag.
Frame blend.
Nick, we're gonna hang this shot for 15 or 20 seconds.
Juliet had a Chinese knockoff GoPro that we strapped to the sheep, and it was not having it.
Yeah. Really? You have a Chinese knockoff GoPro?
She did.
Really?
Yeah.
How was it?
Passable. I mean,
did it actually look exactly like a GoPro?
It looked exactly like a GoPro. I think it was like, because Chinese don't give a shit about copyright.
Of course not. Do you remember the Chinese brand?
Oh, we saw some great walls in.
Did you drive one?
I wish I could have.
Dude, Chinese cars they're so terrible.
Really?
I have been in one. I haven't driven it. Thaddeus, you remember Thaddeus, right?
Yeah,
Thaddeus is in Dubai, and he travels in that part of the world. He goes to Saudi. He goes to like Bahrain. He goes to some very interesting places, and pretty much all the rental cars in those countries are Chinese. And so he gets like the fake RX 300 Lexus, but if you open the hood, it's got like a 3-cylinder engine.
Oh,
and
really?
It has like no airbag. I mean, it's like it has airbags, but like only 2 instead of like 8. It's pretty abysmal. He reports regularly on the state of these Chinese cars,
and he rents them and has to live with them on a daily.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't really give a shit. He finds it kind of funny. He's renting them for like 2 days. He's not owning them.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking care.
We saw a Great Wall that's a knockoff of a Hilux, and I forget what they have in them.
Here's the V. Was it a V200? V240?
That sounds familiar. I think I took a picture and it's on my Instagram. Yep.
All right. Oh my God, it really does.
Yeah.
This is it, right?
Yeah, it looks like
that's a
that.
great wall. Here's a bigger picture.
Yep, that's it.
A fucking great wall. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what's in that thing. I think it's like an Isuzu motor, maybe, or a knockoff of an Isuzu motor. Anyway, people say, well, yeah, you can buy one new and they're the same price as a 20-year-old Hilux.
For good reason. You get exactly what you pay for.
On the complete opposite spectrum of a Hilux, I have a new greatest car I've driven. And,
yes.
And I
was going to ask you what kind of really good stuff you've had to go in.
Oh my goodness.
What do you got?
This was a 2006 Toyota Century V12. Oh my goodness.
One car that is almost as good as a passenger as it is to drive.
Oh yeah.
I think it probably is just as good as a passenger. Really, here is it. This guy, right?
Yeah. This particular car, not this press shot, of course, but
a press shot will suffice.
I mean, that's
you want to go to your
Close.
Instagram? Do you have a good shot on your Instagram?
I think I do.
Oh, did I just close your Instagram?
I know you.
I just did. Well, we're gonna go with press
You
shot.
definitely put it on Twitter.
It
I know
be
that.
one or
There
of
it
the
is.
two.
There it is.
This car, not the one we're showing, but also was the one car we reviewed was the exact same one that went to the top of our cars and stayed there for I think a week, and the thread was called "So I Bought a Japanese V12," and it. Well, let's start at the back seat because that's where the action is.
Yep.
The rear seat has controls for the front passenger seat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get that in a lot of the extended wheelbase luxury German cars. The A8L has that. I think the 750IL or LI, whichever letter comes first now, may have that. And actually, I believe the Lincoln Continental,
The new one.
with the rear seat executive package, has that. But to have this in 06 in
Yes.
a Toyota Century is a very cool feature.
Yeah.
Indicative of a chauffeur-driven vehicle.
Do the new cars like it was a Mercedes you were talking about that had the rear seat
Right
controls?
now? Oh, the Audi A8L
Okay.
has it. Yeah. Do the new cars what?
Do they
V12s? No.
do they have a pass through so you can put your feet on the front seat from the back seat?
No, that's
A hole.
This hole.
It's a hole
that-
like for your skis?
No, it's for your feet.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
it's the same kind of pass through like in the back seat for skis
Yeah.
to the trunk?
Yeah, that.
Pretty much, yeah. You fold down like its own little, seat.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
you just stick your feet through it.
And the way it folds down, the
awesome.
the sort of the lumbar area of the front passenger seat folds
Yeah.
forward, and your rear seat reclines and slides forward, creating a solid, unbroken
So good.
bench.
It's extremely pimp. I like that.
yeah,
There
and
was only one.
Do your feet when they go through the pass through? Do they go into like a bag, or do your feet
Nah.
just go on the seat?
No, they
cushion?
Your driver gets to smell your feet.
yeah. But what?
Well, he has
See
the
if I can
opportunity
find
to.
the interior.
Interior is
Where's
it's
the
the
interior?
design.
Here's-
It's almost like from 20
This?
years earlier.
Yeah, isn't that, dude? When I was
Yeah.
in, here's the dash, right? That's about right, yeah. So when I was in Tokyo, a lot of these cars like are taxi cabs of that old the squared style, and you look at them and like the outside looks like it's from the 80s,
Yeah.
and the inside is like a mixture of like 90s Lexus parts,
Yeah.
and weird like. Look, this is a climate control or radio climate control from a Lexus that we got in like the early 90s.
Notice the tape deck because they're
yeah.
Japanese are married to old tech. I got into a few cars. I can't remember which ones that had a mini disc, like factory mini disc head unit in it.
Well, look, this thing has what appears to be a GPS screen, a somewhat modern GPS screen, and a tape deck
Yeah.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
And look at there's buttons on the door here, like a lot of buttons to control who knows what.
But yeah,
Right.
The GPS doesn't work outside of Japan, as far as I know, because it's tied directly to sort of the cameras
Yeah.
and the road system.
Here's good interior.
Oh, I love that interior. There, Japan's not too hip on leather on the top end of their
I
line.
love cloth at the high end.
Yeah.
There's, in Germany too, you can get like S classes and stuff with cloth, and it's dope. It's so nice.
Soft
It's,
and yeah.
the high end cloth.
Quiet
is
too. Quieter.
luxurious.
Cloth
Yeah.
is quieter.
And he's
Speaking
got
of,
the curtains in the back.
that was the one thing that wasn't working. The curtains weren't working.
What are they, power?
Yes.
That's so awesome.
so you had to pull them out for yourself,
great.
but they were power.
That's great. I like this divider in between in the front seats here
Yeah.
too. It's very, very cool.
If you see on the image, you see the fold down center armrest for the rear seat, and then you see a little brake in there. That is the panel that flips forward that shows the electric controls for the rear seat and the front seat, but then also completes the visual lines of a unbroken area going in between the front seats.
Yeah.
The little display screen back there, you see there's a grandma-style 90s cable box remote with 1,000,000 buttons on it.
Wow.
And in its era, that would be also a phone.
The cable remote is also a phone.
A phone.
It looks like there's a phone maybe on the left here.
Oh,
right?
that one does have. Ours
got
didn't
a
have.
phone and a cable remote or something.
Ours didn't have the actual. Ours didn't have the phone there. There was some more controls for the DVD player.
You know what's really pimped though are these high up vents in the middle for the passenger. That's like a
added to the comfort a lot.
Yeah.
And it's what's strange about it is sort of the impression that it gives of a sort of formal Japanese business, like efficient.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell people.
I mean, look at this. Does anything look more, head of state than something like this? It literally looks like a presidential car.
The owner told me this, and I have to double check it, but it's he said that the marketing in Japan was this is the car you earn in a straight or formal suit.
Oh my God.
And
you're a salary man, you can have this too if you just come close to having heart attack for 40 years.
Have you ever...
If you don't kill yourself first, you too can have this fucking thing. Wow.
Have you ever heard the 10-minute podcast skit with Brian Callen and Will Sasso called Japanese Businessman?
No, but
after this is over, I think we should listen to it and look at the picture of this car.
Yeah, we can't play it on a show. It's weird. Japan has a very strange culture about the salaryman and their cars. Like, you don't see old crappy cars or even many old decent cars. You see... The only old cars you see are collector cars, and then there aren't like crappy cars, but there's really, really, really super base model, terrible spec versions of new cars, and that's what like most people drive. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
But this like you drive this and you're just like fuck everybody, I'm pimping. Wait, but did the owner of this thing in New Zealand get it like used secondhand for stupid cheap?
But and everything. I think he had to fix. Well, he is working on the power lace windows.
Curtains.
Power lace.
Forgive him the power curtains.
But. He removed. Oh, sorry.
Oh no. I was just gonna say that he offered, and when we have this information, it's because the owner proffered it. But he said it costs $16,400 to import.
$16,000?
Yeah.
New Zealand.
New Zealand
dollars.
NZ, yeah. To import.
Which is like, I don't know what the exchange rate is right now, but that's not...
0.74 dollar.
So it's $12,000 US?
If that's the conversion, if you can do it in your head.
Yeah, it's roughly three quarters. Yeah. It's roughly three quarters. Yeah. Oh shit, that's awesome. What a sweet ride for $12,000.
Yeah,
especially in New Zealand, where being on the right side of the car is not an inconvenience.
No. He told me when he got it, he could hardly hear the engine, so he removed 3 of the 5 mufflers in this car.
Mufflers,
5.
wow.
And you can still barely hear it. He just wanted to hear the all aluminum block 5-liter V12.
Yeah, well, that's the motor that people put into Supras sometimes, right?
Yeah?
Or a couple people have. Yeah, this guy, there's a very famous Supra called Top Secret. Is that right? Top Secret Supra, I think is... Yeah, because it's for sale. It's like, here, this thing. No, so this is, I believe...
I put stickers on my windshield so I can see through less of it.
Dude, make fun. Oh, here's the current picture. Make fun, but this is the car. And this has the Century V12 with twin turbos on it. Ooh. Here's an engine shot. Century V12, twin turbos. And this fucking thing, see this Nardo 400?
Yeah.
That's a race, and this car went 222 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah. So all right, make fun of the stickers, but this motherfucker's got a twin turbo 12 and went 222 miles an hour.
I wonder if that had the pod filter so we could hear the induction noise.
Hope so. By the way, that's a good looking. As far as Supras go, and what people have done to Supras, that is pretty.
That is
pretty.
That is remarkably tasteful and restrained.
Yeah. That was another thing. We were at their hard park, and there were a bunch of Mark IV Supras. No one cared.
No, they're not. They're not special really down there. They made them for longer in Japan, and so there were more of them, and there were more base models and stuff. They're not particularly that special down there, and they also don't. I don't think. Did you find that New Zealand had like a monster horsepower culture the way that America or Australia does? I didn't. I thought that. I felt that was toned down a little bit because the roads are so tight.
Yeah, it does. Low end power is nice, but you can't really wind a car out anywhere unless you get out toward the what?
Nothing.
Fish Town. No, duh. What was that town?
What?
At the bottom of the Rumataka.
Featherston.
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 Feather.
I was way off.
Featherstone, Greytown, and Carterton is to New Zealand what Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton is to Pennsylvania. Just these three towns that sort of everybody bounces in between. And out there was the farmland where roads did go straight. And
did you actually see straight roads?
Yeah.
Oh.
They do exist. They're around Carterton, where the farms and the cows and the sheep are.
Makes sense.
And
Farms are square.
Yep. Oh, it's going to take a while for little Kiwiisms to distill out of my vocabulary because their accent is so infectious.
It is.
It's fun.
It's delightful.
It's a very
musical.
positive.
Yeah.
You know, it's like remember Robin Hood Men in Tights? And Richard Lewis plays the bad prince, and he's like, I want you to give me the bad news in a good way.
Yeah.
That's New Zealand. They're always when they got bad news, it still sounds nice.
Yeah.
You know?
We saw the most politely worded letter from a construction crew in a state forest that said it was perfectly punctuated. It said, please excuse the no, it wasn't even please excuse, because that's American sounding. It said, we're working on this bridge up here. Sorry that it will be an inconvenience, but if you need a cross, just wave your hand and get our attention, and we will usher you across and then resume work, or something like that.
Wow.
Oh, it's very lovely.
Yeah.
Perfectly acceptable. Someone left a very polite note. My girlfriend parked in like our neighbor's yard spot for like 5 minutes, and his girlfriend didn't know, and left the most polite note that, like, if someone parked in my parking spot, I'd be like furious.
Man.
And it was so nice that like positive,
Yeah.
you did something wrong. You did something wrong to this person, and they reacted in still like a cheerful,
good.
no problem kind of way. It was great.
Oh, good.
And New Zealand is full of that. It's like society without pretense.
Andrew put it this way. He said, well, look, being mean takes effort, so we're kind of lazy here, and being nice is the easy way to go. So why not be nice?
Yeah.
And it's also a place where you can be weird without being self-conscious about it, or acting strange where you don't have to double down on it to try to pass yourself off as, oh, he's just the eccentric guy.
Yeah.
If you want to make dirty jokes, just make them. If they're not funny, they'll go, that was close.
Yeah.
Sort of, but they're not going to huff and walk out of the coffee shop.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys had such a good time down there. It's a really cool place. Like if I ever really did want to leave this country, like that's where I'm going for sure. If they would have me, I think it's very hard to move there.
I guess for Americans,
you have to demonstrate like what you're doing for them.
Yeah. What your demonstrate your value,
which is fine, because I genuinely view that place as better than ours. So I think I would be like, all right, yeah, I'll demonstrate some shit. No problem. Even if all I wanted to do is go down there and make fish tacos. Me and Thaddeus decided that they had so much fish and so little Mexican food that we could be the ones that bring the fish taco to New Zealand.
I mentioned, I started talking about food trucks, and Andrew said, you're just like the Smoking Tire guys.
Yeah.
So they started talking about food trucks and wouldn't shut up about it for like
shit
a day.
that makes money in our country that would be real easy to do there and that they don't have.
Yeah.
I love New Zealand because you feel like you go 10 years back in time. Even though a lot of things are, better there about than us, but there's shit that oh, you don't have this yet? I could still bring this here first.
Yeah.
It's like you have, Gray's Sports Almanac, and you're fucking Back to the Future. I have to wrap this show up really soon because I have to pick up a press car at a certain time. However, before we end it, Nick mentioned that he had filled up the notebook. Or wait, which one of you tweeted at me that you filled up?
I filled
you
up the
tweeted at me
notebook.
that you filled up the notebook that I gave you, and now you said you have this pad that I gave you and that you have filled up.
I just started.
You just started.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
finally,
it started. I saved this for New Zealand. I put it down, realized I didn't start, and then we figured out we were going to New Zealand. Like I will start this moleskin Audi notebook. And
it's
then
very
begin.
important to fill the notebooks.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. It looks like you just started another one.
I just started another one. Yeah,
Oh,
this
no.
one it has an arm in it and everything.
Well,
and regular.
considering you finished one, I'm going to give you another one as well.
Oh.
So when you finish that one, you can go back to a Matt Ferris supplied notebook.
Very nice.
Because
Looking forward to
the drawer of notebooks right here awaits you. If you, I know both of you guys are going to fucking jerk off in this drawer because it's a drawer full of moleskins. I've collected.
That's gonna be a crusty drawer.
And I'm not giving them away to you fans because I like them too. And I fill them up. I'm halfway through one right now.
Yeah.
My last one died a sad death, and I'm halfway through it. But regular car reviews, regular cars on YouTube.
Regular Cars on YouTube, Regular Car Reviews Instagram, and Regular Cars on Twitter.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming. How long are you in LA for?
Tonight, and we're flying out tomorrow.
You're here tonight?
Yeah, I'm here
All right,
tonight.
cool. We could probably hang out later after I'm doing a photo shoot with Speed Hunters.
Nice.
Larry Chen is going to shoot my Mustang. I'm so excited. He's
Sweet.
like my favorite photographer working right now. So
Nice.
But we can get some dinner later or something.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay.
You got my new number?
Okay. Yeah, we'll
yeah.
figure that out later
Well,
when
yeah,
we're not
yeah,
recording the show.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to just tell me right now. What's your number? Thank you guys for coming by, and thank all of you out there for
Oh, it was
listening.
good seeing you again,
Those
Matt.
of you watching, I hope you've enjoyed Studio B, and I'm glad the Mr. Crane seems to be done.
Oh, yeah, he's having a cigarette.
And I hope that didn't ruin the show for you guys because it's always nice to have Brian and Nick at the studio. The Smoking Tire podcast and the new Watch and Listen podcast are both powered by Shout Engine. Get your own podcast at shoutengine.com. Since Chris Hayes officially started the Smoking Tire accounts, I took his word for it when he said how easy it was. And then when I just went through the process to start the Watch and Listen podcast, no joke, it was literally 30 seconds. It took 30 seconds to start a podcast.
And automationgame.com.
Plug automation, of course. If you are into the idea of virtually building engines and modifying them and seeing how changes to camshaft and spark advance and displacement affect your horsepower and torque, which is very interesting stuff.
And for anybody who says, I can build a better car, well, here's your chance.
Yeah, you can
prove it.
You can try it.
Yeah.
I like those guys a lot, and I think they make a good game. I wish them the best.
They're coming out with a new expansion for the game that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Is it full of regular cars?
We'll talk off
Did you
mic.
give them some shitty, awful engines to add? We need you to add some terrible engines to this.
We did a whole
configuration.
promotion with them, and I built a 1994 Dodge Neon that I wish, if it had a turbo, here's what it would do.
Yeah, it'd make 1,000 horsepower and then explode. Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate it very much. The Smoking Tire podcast is now over.